So welcome everybody, and I'd like to introduce you to Sandy Boyer. Reverend Sandy Boyer is with Unity of Hagerstown, and she started the church actually as a church plant in about 15 years ago. And she has been very active in interfaith with HARC, with the Interfaith Coalition, which is now the HARC's interfaith team, and just and she's actually the one who brought to our attention the fact that there is a season of nonviolence. Ooh, what is that? So it piqued our interest, and particularly in current day when it seems like there's a shooting every week. There really is a shooting every week somewhere in the U.S. We really need these practices now. The practices brought to us by Gandhi and by Martin Luther King Jr. and others who have shown us how to do this. So without further ado, I introduce you to Sandy to help us along in this path.
So continue eating, and I just want to make sure you can hear me. Can everybody hear me okay? Even in the back. Can you hear me okay?
I want to project a little.
I'll project a little bit more. Okay.
The relation needs to be near the screen.
Yeah, at least near the
fine.
laptop.
Fine.
So yeah, I'm good. Okay. So the season for nonviolence is a global grassroots movement started by Arun Gandhi, who was Mahatma Gandhi's grandson, and it was in order to bring the teachings of Gandhi and also Martin Luther King Jr., their philosophies and celebrate their lives, to the individual and to communities as well. Here's a little picture. Now, this is a little deceiving because King never actually met Gandhi, but somebody did a mashup of the photos. So since 1998, the season has marked the 64 calendar days between the memorial anniversary of the assassination of Gandhi on January 30th and the assassination of King on April 4th. And each day is dedicated to a specific practice, and we'll get into that in a bit. So it's grown into an educational and media opportunity to bring peace in the forefront of a community and in an individual's life as well. It just helped envision peace and create a culture of peace and nonviolence. So again, the purpose of the season is to educate not only the individuals but the communities, to empower them in attaining a more peaceful presence. So I want to ask you, what does nonviolence mean to you? And before you answer, I thought, since we have a lot of people here, let's just go ahead and do a quick breakout session at the tables. I'll give you 5 minutes, and somebody note what's being said so that we can debrief afterwards. So talk amongst yourselves. What is nonviolence? What does it mean to you? You're going to have to be a lean expression. Conversation.
Rather than being combative, and everyone feeling and being safe.
Oh, safety. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Any other tables like to share?
So we talked about like using words that are kind, acceptance for others, having a culture that's not so violent in terms of movies and games and kindness, tolerance, really teaching that starting at the childhood level. And then just a general respectfulness for one another.
Thank you, thank you. Any other tables?
Well, we had a lot of different ways of describing it, but some of them were coexisting in peace, tolerance, forgiveness, having emotional maturity with communication skills, to know that there are different points of view.
Thank you, Carol. Did anybody else have anything different? Anything different? Yes.
We talked at two levels, the interpersonal level like people have been talking, but also that Gandhi and King were both part of revolutionary movements that were committed to nonviolent protest,
Yes,
regardless of the response.
yes, thank you. Any other perspectives? Okay, so the Sanskrit word ahimsa, which is traditionally transferred into nonviolence, actually has a broader definition. It symbolizes love, care, compassion towards all living beings, which we kind of touched on here, but it also goes beyond physical harm, which we also touched on here, avoiding causing harm through speech and thought. And that's the root of it, through thought, I think. So it's non-injury in mind, speech, and action towards any creature. That's kind of a tall order, right? Yeah. So we're not going to probably learn that in 64 days, but we can start that practice. Have you ever walked into a room where people had ceased arguing right before you got there and you could feel the tension in the room? I think we probably all experienced that. Just as we can feel that tension, we can also feel peace from someone who is living it, who has embodied peace as well. When we're in their presence, we immediately feel more peaceful. And that's our goal, to be peace. That song, "Let There Be Peace on Earth," let it begin with me. And it begins with our thoughts. Our thoughts move to form our beliefs, our actions, our lives. So if you're wondering, how can I get there, or how can any of us get there? Because it is a tall order. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Gandhi as a young boy. I have to dig for this photo of him. He was very shy as a young boy. He used to run to school to get there right as the bell rung, and then when the bell dismissed the class, he would run home in order not to talk to anybody. I know. He, at 13, he was married, which was probably an arranged marriage. I don't know that, but it probably was. And he became a very jealous and possessive husband. Yeah. So when he graduated high school, he decided to become a doctor, and he enrolled in classes. He failed every one of them. So his uncle said, "Why don't you go to England and study law? You can be a successful lawyer with a degree from England." And that's what he did. While he was in England, he adopted Western clothing, Western food. He just wanted to blend in, even to the point of taking violin lessons and dance lessons. And then he had this awakening, an epiphany, if you will. It's like, there is nothing wrong with my culture, and he went back to his roots. After he passed the bar, he graduated, he went back home to India and set up shop, but he had no clients. No one hired him. Until finally, somebody from South Africa wanted him to take their case. So he went to South Africa thinking it was going to be just a very short, open and closed case, and that wasn't the instance. It was actually quite involved. Eventually, he got both parties to seek mediation. Now, these were related parties. So I don't know if that's more difficult or not, really, to seek mediation. But he had another epiphany, and he thought that the purpose of the law was to heal relationships. Isn't that an unusual take on the law? And I kind of love that. So in thinking of Gandhi as a peacemaker, we may wonder, what is a peacemaker? And, oops. These transitions are not quick. What or who is a peacemaker? Charles Filmer, who's a co-founder of Unity, says a peacemaker is one who has the ability to say peace to the turbulent waves of thought and have them obey. One who reduces to peace and harmony all the thoughts of strife, anger, and retaliation in their own mind. We were able to say peace, be still, to the waves of anger and fear within our own thoughts. So we have a lot of resources for you so that you can take some of these practices to learn how to become Let's just go for peacemaker. Let's just go for it. So everybody, I think, or at least most, we have enough for the different houses of worship. Yeah. There's packets that have been put together for you, and inside, I've got so much paperwork here. That's okay. Inside it's a booklet actually, and it folds in half, and it's a daily practice. Each practice offers a quote, a little action step, as well as some reflection questions. You can use this individually, you can take it to your community, have group discussions around this, and you can also have students. We have a student journal with the very same day-to-day qualities to explore. Additionally, there are handouts. There's a commitment card from Martin Luther King Jr. To committing to peace, to nonviolence. Things that make for peace. A handout, I think this may be from the Presbyterian Church. It's a Bible study basically on peace. And this is one of my favorite things. It's a poster that your youth can color on peace. Yeah, kind of fun, right? Yeah. Okay, let me put these down. In addition to all of this, we have plenty of online resources as well. I'm going to show you the websites. Whoops. But I'm not going to be able to bring them up. I don't have couldn't get connected, but that's okay. So see, we'll also have these included on the HARC website, and I think you're sending something out to everybody who's here as well. We can include that. So on the HARC website, if you haven't been there recently, there is a link to peace resources now. Is it under Season of Nonviolence?
Season of Nonviolence.
Yeah, okay. In addition to that, also, the Interfaith team is bringing a couple different book discussions in the months of February and March that are centered on peace, and they're open to everybody. So, I mean, I think you may have seen on the tables a flyer for one in January. That's not really on peace, but that's open to everybody too. The book of joy. Yeah, I just thought to think what it is. Okay, so seasonofnonviolence.com, resources there. The peaceliteracy.org is not affiliated with the Season of Nonviolence. However, I've included that because it has lesson plans from pre-K all the way up to college, including videos that can be shown, short little videos, age appropriate with each one. And then AGNT is an Association of Global New Thought, and they have a lot of resources on there. They are in need of refreshing their website, so some of the links are not working right now, but even with that, a lot of them are, and you can find a lot of good information there. And you can see the others. The Gandhi Institute, I believe that is Arun Gandhi's website, and that includes a listing of reading materials for children, for adults, including fiction and nonfiction. That could be a book study for your community. Gandhi Foundation.ca is the Canadian Gandhi Foundation, and they have an extended practice for the daily practices. Okay, for instance, I think the first day is on courage. So instead of just one quote and a couple reflection questions, they would offer, multiple quotes and multiple action steps with that website. Okay. Okay. So you'll get all that, and I apologize I couldn't show you those here and now. Also on AGNT, they have media-ready pics, photos for you to post on your Facebook page, on Instagram, or wherever, and it's one for each of the 64 days again. So, and I think Kathy, you said something about posting those on the HARC page as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So we're giving you a lot of information or a lot of resources that you can take back to your community. And I wanted to give you something else as well. Okay. Epictetus, Greek philosopher, said, "Practice yourself for heaven's sake in little things and thence proceed to greater." I think it's pretty good advice. And one of the things that I have come across in my spiritual practice is the metta meditation. Are you familiar with that? Metta, M-E-T-T-A. It's a centuries-old Buddhist meditation. It is non-religious, but it promotes goodwill and peace within yourself and extends it out to everybody else. And since this is the season that most of us are talking about goodwill and peace, I thought we could practice this real quick, okay? It's not really, I guess it's not that quick. I mean, you have to meditate some. Choose my words here. So I'm going to invite you to just adjust your position, be comfortable. You don't have to look at me for this, okay? In fact, you might want to close your eyes. Feel your feet on the floor. So this meditation involves repeating a set of phrases. Oh, that is not good. Good thing that didn't happen in a couple minutes. So let's just begin. We begin by relaxing the body. And we can do that easy by taking a couple nice deep breaths and pausing at the top of the breath and then releasing that breath gently, slowly. Again, nice deep breath, pausing, and release. And you should feel your body start to relax a little bit. Just take one more breath together, deep. Inhale, pause, and we exhale. And we find that our mind has calmed down. Our body has relaxed. Maybe some of the stress has been relieved. And I invite you to repeat silently these phrases. We begin with ourselves. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be well. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be well. And then bring into your thoughts someone you feel close to, someone you don't have a complicated relationship with, someone you just love and you know that they love you. And it could be a four-legged beloved. And just begin to say these phrases to them. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be well. And in your own pace, repeat those phrases again. And then I invite you to bring into your thoughts someone you feel neutral about. Maybe it's the barista at your favorite coffee shop. Maybe it's, I don't know, your mail delivery person. Maybe someone in your spiritual community you haven't had a chance to connect with yet. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be well. And again, repeat these phrases, focusing on them. And then we invite someone into our thoughts that perhaps we do have a complicated relationship with. Perhaps things are not as smooth and easy as we would like. They may be a challenge in our lives. But we say as gently as we can to them, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be well. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be well. And then finally, we expand this thought, this good intention out to all beings, all inhabitants of this earth. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be well. And as we bring this meditation to a close, you can just gently come back to this room. Thank you for participating in this with me. And you can see how this can generate peace. You can see how this can generate goodwill. So there have been plenty of studies done on this metta meditation, the loving kindness meditation. I know of at least 5 of them have been done by reputable sources. They increase positive emotions, which I hope you experience. Increase peace, increase love, increase joy even. They reduce that voice of the inner critic. Maybe I'm the only one who has that.
No, you're kidding, you're in a synagogue.
It reduces that voice. So that in itself is enough to really, commit to this practice. It increases empathy. It also improves the tone of your vagus nerve, which if you're not familiar with that, that is connected to your digestion as well as your sleep patterns, your rest. So if you're having trouble with either one, this might be a helpful practice for you. It reduces symptoms of lower back pain. And I really couldn't figure that out, but I think sometimes we carry our anger there, It also, and this one I love, slowers biological aging. The telomeres that are genetic material that shorten as we age due to stress and life conditions. When matched with a control group and a group of people who practice this loving kindness meditation on a regular basis, their telomeres were longer. They do not age as fast. Gotta love that, right? Okay, so now all those benefits are really for your own person, your own individual. But when you practice that, you also radiate that peace that we were talking about, okay? So, I have one last resource for you, and I believe that this is a great one. It's a song, because I really feel that singing brings us in harmony, not only vocally, but we sing with one breath, we sing with one heart. So if you are comfortable in singing this with me, I invite you to do so. The words will be on the TV screen here. And it's a pretty easy tune, but it's based on the words of Martin Luther King, Jr. So I wanted to include that.
Darkness cannot drive away darkness. Only light can do. Hatred cannot drive away hatred. Only love can do that. Darkness cannot drive away darkness. Only light can do that. Hatred cannot drive away hatred. Only love can do that.
Get that message out there to people who it doesn't resonate for, whether it's gangs or a culture that sometimes breeds violent movies or violent recordings and music and lyrics. So the kids are exposed to that before they get this message. How do we counter
I think
Challenge.
we just do it, I think.
I mean, I'm not asking you to
Yeah.
answer it.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
just
I mean, my own
rhetorically.
personal
Yeah.
opinion, is that we have to do what we can, where we can, with who we can, with whom we can, so, and that way it creates kind of a wave of it, so that it starts to impact the greater community.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that there's an irony in the meditation and maybe getting it out through meta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Facebook. I like Facebook.
That's right.
That's right. Oh, now I get it.
Very clever.
So maybe you need to talk to
It is,
him.
well,
I like that.
I mean, meta, okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Well,
or-
just the social media formats could be much better instruments of peace.
Absolutely,
than all the hard,
yeah.
critical,
Yeah.
hateful.
And I know a lot of people who have kind of left social media because of all the, they were getting a lot of conflict on their pages, on their feed. But we can choose what to, like and what to not like and what to post, and build our own personal stories and build our own feeds with peace, peace loving.
Is there a question over there?
Yeah.
Yes.
What could we do to get this in the school system?
Well, there are lesson plans for schools as well in the resources. I don't know how to bring that to the schools, but maybe the Board of Ed or maybe some of the teachers that are around could help with that. That they could add this as even an after-school project might be helpful.
Well, we could get that into the preschool and the kindergarten.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and like I said, the one site, I think it's peaceliteracy.org, has videos made specifically for different age groups,
Sandy, the school counselors group would be a place to.
There you go. I don't know if anyone heard of school counselors group. It would be a place to start.
I think it'd be harder to get into public schools, but in private schools, you can reach out to them. So they're more in control of their own curriculum.
Yeah, and also, I've heard of different schools, not in this area so much, but in Virginia, I know of a couple people teaching meditation in schools. I mean, that's a powerful practice, so maybe that's something that we can explore as a group. Okay.
Meditation also helps with those who are suffering from trauma.
Yes.
It's a way of healing, and a lot of our kids are.
Yeah. I think we all are after COVID. I mean, I really do think that there's some lingering trauma there. So, okay. Well, thank you very much for your kind attention. And